Hello everyone and welcome to the Somco software cute quick item of the week. Today we look at the grid. Grid is the next step after row and column. Instead of one axis, it arranges children in both directions at once, rows and columns. You still write no x or y values. Grid measures each child and positions everything automatically. On a real device, this is what you use for an app launcher, a tile dashboard, or any equal size grid of items. By the end of this video, you'll know how to build a tile dashboard like this one. So, without further ado, let's jump into the code. Before we start, we are Somco Software, an embedded software development company. In Somco Software, we build real products with multiple GUI frameworks. We specialize in Qt and LVGL. Check our channel for amazing tutorials, and if you want to work with us, reach out. We can help you with any topic related to embedded software. Now let's go back to the video. We will use the same labeled rectangle helper from the row episode. If you haven't seen that one yet, the link is in the description. To use grid, you just have to import Qt Quick. And that's all. Let's make grid with 6 children, 6 items in a grid. Grid defaults to 4 columns, so A, B, C and D land on the first row and E and F wrap to the next. So set columns to control the shape. Now we got 3 by 2 grid. Change columns property and the whole layout reflows automatically. Spacing works the same as in the row and column episode. This is just a gap between every item. Grid also gives you row spacing and column spacing to control each axis separately. So let's replace spacing with both. More vertical breathing room, tighter horizontally. That's what we wanted. Right now, let's go back to the spacing. Next property is flow. The default is left to right. Items fill left to right, then wrap down. Grid top to bottom fills top to bottom first, then moves to the next column. Columns now controls how many columns before wrapping. So previously in row and column we had a layout direction, but right now we have layout direction and the flow. Let's go back to the default flow. So as I said, we have flow and layout direction. Layout direction works the same as in row. It reverses the horizontal fill direction. So items now start from the right and fill to the left. I will reset that. And one important rule: never put position anchors on a child inside a grid. Grid controls both X and Y of every child, both axes at once. Any position anchor, left, right, top, bottom, fill, conflicts with the layout and breaks it. Grid owns all 4 directions. Now let's show example of the grid patterns. First, a 2-column setting style grid. Tiles in the 2 columns, a common layout for settings categories or quick action panels. Second one, column first. Items fill top to bottom, then wrap into the next column. A sidebar that overflows naturally as items are added. And now let's build real-world use case. It will be a complete sensor dashboard, 4 data tiles on a dark background. And now we have it. 4 sensor tiles in a 2 by 2 grid. Each tile is a column, a label above the value. We use a repeater to build the tiles from a model. We will cover it in its own episode. The whole dashboard is just 71 lines of code. Grid handles all the positioning. No coordinates, no math. This is exactly what you ship on a real embedded device. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, Please like and subscribe. Tell us in the comments what QML item we should cover next. If your team needs help with embedded Qt project, visit us. Link in the description. Thanks for watching and I see you in the next episode. Cheers!